Before the first light of dawn could touch the Gulf Coast, another light took its place. Hotter, louder, and born of ambition. At Starbase, Texas, the world's most powerful rocket stood tall. Towering nearly 400 feet high, Starship loomed like a skyscraper of steel and fuel, waiting silently in the chill morning air. Beneath its skin, liquid methane and oxygen boiled, primed for ignition. All systems were go. When the countdown reached zero, it was not just a rocket that rose. It was the weight of a decade's worth of dreams. 33 Raptor engines exploded to life, their roars shaking the ground and shattering the silence. In that moment, SpaceX's 11th flight of Starship cleared the tower with a kind of grace only raw power can produce. To some, it was just another test. But to those who understand what this machine represents, Flight 11 was more than a milestone. It was proof that the age of fully reusable spaceflight is no longer a theory waiting to be proven. It's happening, and it's happening fast. Starship is not the result of success. It's the product of failure. Beautiful, brutal, instructive failure. From its earliest test hops in 2019, when Starhopper barely lifted off the pad, to the now infamous belly flop tests that ended in explosive touchdowns. Every iteration of Starship has carried the scars of the last. And that's exactly how it was designed to work. Other space programs test in silence, failure hidden behind locked doors. But SpaceX builds in the open. Explosions stream live. Mistakes are documented frame by frame. And from those mistakes, better versions rise. Version 1, Version 2. Now, Version 3 waits in the wings. Each flight brought new insights. Some about aerodynamics, others about the unforgiving physics of re-entry, most about how to build a system that learns faster than any rocket program in history. Flight 11 is not a fluke. It's the direct descendant of SN1 through SN24, Booster 7 through Booster 11, each a stepping stone paved with hard-won knowledge. The fire that forged Starship was real, and Flight 11 proved that it wasn't in vain. On launch day, there is no margin for error. Every valve, every weld, every line of code must perform perfectly. And on October 12, 2025, they did. At T10 seconds, the world held its breath. Engines chilled. Telemetry blinked green. Final checks scrolled across monitors. Then, ignition. The ground shook as 33 Raptor engines came to life, their exhaust carving thunder into the earth. A pillar of flame stretched beneath the rocket, and in an instant, gravity lost its grip. Starship soared. No hesitation, no lag. The ascent was smooth, almost surreal, given the power at play. Just minutes into flight, the stages separated, Super Heavy peeled away with precision, falling back toward Earth for a controlled descent. Meanwhile, Ship 29 continued its climb. From the silence of the upper atmosphere, the ship deployed its payload bay doors, released mock satellites, and performed a key test, vacuum engine relight, all without error. This wasn't luck. This was orchestration, a symphony of engines, software, and steel. There is no more hostile environment than re-entry. It's where heat, velocity, and fragility converge, where vehicles are either proven or destroyed. Starship re-entered Earth's atmosphere after completing its high-altitude tests. But this time, something was different. Engineers had intentionally removed some of the heat shield tiles to expose critical areas to extreme stress. It was a gamble, and the payoff would be priceless data. As Ship 29 descended, it pitched belly first. Its large flaps steered through the superheated plasma, acting like air brakes, helping slow the descent from orbital velocity. The skin of the ship glowed orange. Temperatures soared past 1,400 degrees Celsius. But it held. Despite tile gaps, despite intense drag and turbulence, the ship remained intact. The structure flexed but didn't fail. It flipped for the landing burn just above the ocean, simulating what one day will be a touchdown on solid ground. Then, impact. A hard splash, deep in the Indian Ocean. Controlled, precisely where it was meant to land. This wasn't just a test of materials. It was a test of confidence. SpaceX now knows what the ship can endure and what it can't. And that knowledge will shape the next generation of vehicles. Starship Flight 11 wasn't simply a flight. It was a layered series of experiments wrapped into one seamless mission. And each layer offered a new level of control. From the deployment of mock Starlink satellites to engine relight in the vacuum of space, from the flawless stage separation to the booster's controlled return, Flight 11 executed maneuvers that until recently were the stuff of speculation. Most rockets fly once. Starship is designed to fly hundreds of times. That requires a different way of thinking about propulsion, recovery, cost, and risk. SpaceX has chosen to test all of that live. Even the booster's descent was more than symbolic. Super Heavy returned on a trajectory toward the Gulf of Mexico, using grid fins and engine burns to stabilize its fall. It executed a landing burn before splashdown, gathering critical data for the future goal, catching the booster midair with mechanical arms. This level of reusability was once dismissed as science fiction. Today, it's an active development. Control is no longer the exception. It's becoming standard. Flight 11 is about more than proving a rocket works. It's about proving what that rocket can unlock. NASA is already counting on Starship to serve as the human landing system for Artemis 3, the first crewed moon mission in over 50 years. For that to happen, Starship must demonstrate orbital refueling, long-duration coast phases, precision landing, and safe crew operation. Flight 11 moved the needle. Not a little, a lot. But beyond Artemis lies Mars. Starship was designed not just to reach it, but to enable settlement. To carry 100 passengers at a time. To launch supplies, habitats, fuel plants. To fly round trips. Over and over. None of that is possible without trust. And trust is built one successful flight at a time. Starship 11 didn't just succeed. It gave the world reason to believe that the impossible is now simply the untried. No rocket flies on engines alone. Behind every bolt is a human. Behind every line of code, a vision. At SpaceX, teams worked around the clock to make Flight 11 possible. From welders on the shop floor to the engineers monitoring 1,000 data points per second in mission control, this flight was a human achievement. It's easy to forget, in an era of billionaires and live streams, that spaceflight is still deeply personal. It is the product of obsession, of sleepless nights, of arguments over bolt tolerances and tank pressures. But every person at SpaceX, from fuel techs to flight software developers, knows what they're working for. A future where Mars isn't a headline, it's a destination. And Flight 11? That was their signature on history. The morning after Flight 11, something remarkable happened. SpaceX didn't pause. They didn't hold a parade. They rolled the next booster onto the pad. Because Flight 12 is already being built. Version 3 is on the launch mount. And with each version comes better thermal shielding, more accurate control surfaces, faster turnaround, safer recovery systems. The dream now is rapid reusability. Think airliners, not Apollo capsules. Think 5 launches a week, not 5 a year. That's what comes next. And with each flight, the timeline to the moon shortens. the path to Mars clears. The age of multiplanetary life moves from science fiction into technical planning. We are not there yet, but we are on the runway. Starship flew, and in doing so, it carried with it more than steel. It carried proof. Proof that humanity is no longer waiting to return to the stars. We're already on our way.